crazy how many teams had a chance to win. The Ripper GC went from 9 back to leading by 2 to near the cellar again late in the day. It was so volatile, counting 4 scores. It was pretty nuts, but you know, the cliques have been cellar dwellers for basically 2.5 seasons, and they come out victorious today. That's awesome.
It'll be the summer of the cliques, definitely. So, like I said, there's definitely more to come from us.
It was a magnificent ball striking performance.
Yeah, you know, I got to speak to someone in his camp before he teed off this morning, and they said to me that he is finally feeling extremely comfortable out here. He's not thinking about any swing thought. He's going out there, he's swinging so freely, and it certainly showed today. The way he drove the ball, the way he hit his irons, and even in his putting as well.
Yeah, and lives in Texas, went to school in Texas. His tour win on the PGA Tour was here in Houston, which is Texas, and now his first live win, Texas.
Honestly, it was just a matter of playing solid coming down the stretch. I think there was a switch there on 15 that I made birdie, he made bogey, and I just knew that I had to power in pretty much, and it was mine. The 18 I made bogey, but it worked. He played unbelievable, and he put pressure all the way to the end, and it was a good battle. I love playing here. Obviously, Texas treats me well. It's my adopted home state, so I'm just happy to get it done again.
And welcome in. A very happy Thursday to you now, June the 20th, as the dog days of summer are quickly approaching. Just one Major League Baseball game underway right now. We've got one more still to go on what was an exciting early slate of Major League Baseball here today. We know the NBA, well, at least the championship part of that season is over. The offseason has begun with a bang. We've got coaching hires. We've got trades in the NBA here today. And, of course, we do have at least one, if not two more, NHL games to decide who that Stanley Cup champion is going to be. But not tonight. That's going to be tomorrow. In the meantime, we got plenty of headlines to cover for you. Dave Sharapan is in the house. I'm Joe Raineri. We appreciate you hanging with us here on InGame Live PrimeTime on the SportsGrid Network. We do have an update from the Cardinals and the Giants game. Very special night of baseball here. Dedication to the Negro League as well as Willie Mays in Birmingham tonight as they're playing in Rickwood Field in Birmingham, which happens to be, I believe, Dave, the oldest professional baseball stadium in the country at 114 years old.
Yes, sir.
It did get a $5 million renovation, though. I mean, it's it looks really cool, and it's just that old backdrop. Look, I've played in a lot of fields that look like this growing up, and this is kind of cool to see all these guys here with the old wooden fences with the painted brands on it and the local hardware stores. It's actually kind of cool watching it.
I'm a complete sucker for all of it, Joe. Great to see you. This is baseball. This is history. This is all of it. I wore my Homestead Grays outfit, jersey and hat. I'll pay homage to the Negro Leagues. I love the stuff. I love the stories. The only, little bit of sad part is tonight that is Willie Mays couldn't make it to be here. Condolences again to everybody that even knew Willie Mays or got to talk to him. I heard a great story on Newswire from Craig Mish about meeting Willie Mays. He put a picture up. It was really cool. Everybody over so many years of baseball had, some sort of touch with him or conversation or something. And then you get to turn this game on. These guys are wearing these San Francisco Seals uniforms and the old uniforms. It's fun. They made the dimensions a lot smaller, and I thought the total was a little light. We do discuss the betting stuff. Total closed 9. It's already 3-0 in the bottom of the second inning. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I before we get into the rest of the show, I mean, I got to thank you for the hockey community for going to the game, and being there in the building and getting this series extended so we get a game 6 tomorrow, and basically turned over the Conn Smythe Trophy to Connor McDavid. Pretty much a done deal that he's going to win if you look at the odds. That's it. We got ourselves a series. Joe, what was it like in that building? Like, when did you feel like, we're not going to really see the cup awarded here tonight? Because when they were down 4-1, I thought, okay, it might be over. But they played great in the third period, and I think that's going to lead to a great game 6. But what was that vibe like in the building?
Well, let's just say I hope I never have to go to another game for the rest of the year. That would be absolutely fantastic if that happens. But no, it was, to me, I knew they were in trouble when they took that just absolutely stupid penalty with 1 second left in the first period, going to give them a chance to go back on the power play to start the second period off with a man advantage. They were skating better, but Florida usually starts very lethargically. It takes them a little while sometimes to get going. It kind of felt like that was what we were dealing with early. They got the goal, but the minute that penalty kicked in, I'm like, we're in trouble here. This is just very uncharacteristic of what's going on. Another shorthanded goal that they gave up, very infuriating. But I got to tell you, that second, I almost went to the bathroom on myself there, Dave. I could not get to the bathroom in the second period because every time I tried, somebody scored. It was the most out of control, chaotic second period trying to navigate, and you didn't want to leave at that point. Like, you're like, all right, who else is going to score now? I mean, it was a very entertaining game, frustrating game. Ultimately, though, they were one short, and they got nobody to blame, by the way, but themselves, because it's all the stupid little things that they did in that game, all the very uncharacteristic things. There is the reason why they are landing in Edmonton right now, getting ready for a game 6, which, by the way, the entire world seems to have already planned on them coming back for a game 7. So I'm not even quite sure why Florida is even bothering showing up, because it appears that the Panthers have already lost game 6 and they're coming back for a game 7. At least that's what the consensus is. Are you hearing the same thing?
Absolutely the same thing. Edmonton Oilers 4-3. Might as well just put that right on top. And Florida Panthers 4-2 right there. You see it is Pick'em -110, and nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about them even just losing a game at home and taking the bad penalties killed them. And the shorthanded goal was a crusher. That's the way when that game started to really turn. It was a great play by Edmonton and resulted in a goal. But you're right. They should have just stayed in Florida. They had to get the passports out again. They had to go all the way up to Edmonton. And between you and I, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Florida won. It's just they have to have a better start. They have to get a lead. They haven't had a lead how long? Multiple games now. So I don't think they've had a lead since game 3. And again, they are that much better with a lead than they aren't. So I can't wait. I mean, we got a meaningful game 6. The NBA's done. The NBA offseason has officially started. I don't know if you heard today, but JJ Redick is now the coach of the Lakers, and everybody's talking about that. Meaning, I just got done with K-Dub on Game Time Decisions, and it's like, oh, okay. I guess LeBron's going to go to the Lakers. Bronny's going to get drafted by the Lakers. Everything's good. Like, that was the first impression of everything that I heard today.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a picture of a dumpster fire, but if we do, now would be a good time for you to throw it up on the screen as a graphic, because that would pretty much signify what the Lakers are at this particular moment. There is a lot of layers to this. None of them are good. at all. And the idea that anybody who's trying to justify this is, oh, give him a chance. Yeah, good to go. If you were only that glass half full with everything else in your life, the one thing that we know for sure is that a dude who has absolutely no affiliation with this organization, didn't hold a clipboard, not in the film room, not in no way affiliated with the greatest franchise in NBA history, the most historic franchise in NBA history, with absolutely no experience whatsoever outside of playing. But apparently that's all you need here, and everyone thinks this is going to be absolutely fantastic. This is going to be an absolute nightmare. But I'll also tell you, the only good thing about this is that when it absolutely blows up, it'll be time to get rid of Rob Pelinka and that rest of that front. Gene Buss is going to have to make because you can't fire anybody else. There's no other. How many other coach? You can't hire a fourth coach and fire him. I think that'll be the end of the Pelinka era in LA, and I truly believe you will never turn a corner until you rid yourself of that entire crew there if you are the Lakers and Jeannie Buss. So a lot more to uncover there. We had a trade. We still have a game coming up here. Much to get to as In-Game Live Primetime continues here on the Grid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back In-Game Live Primetime here on this Thursday in the SportsGrid Network. Joe Raineri alongside Dave Sharapan. We got one game underway right now in Birmingham, in the oldest ballpark in the country, where the pros play, Rickwood Field. It is still 3-0 Cardinals. Donovan hit a absolute bomb into a neighbor's lawn, I think, or backyard. It was a monster home run on such a it looks like such a small ballpark. It's a, it's not 290 feet down the lines, but the old wooden fences, the old nostalgia that's going on right here tonight in this game. I kind of like this, Dave, more than I enjoyed the whole in the middle of the cornfields with the Field of Dreams games out there. This to me is I like this a lot more than I like that. It just felt like that was much harder to get to, much harder for the fans to appreciate because it's in the middle of a cornfield in nowhere land. So I feel like this is in Birmingham. This is a little bit more accessible for at least the fans, if that's truly what this is all about.
That's fine. I'll take both. And I got the dimensions here. Rickwood Field, left field foul lines 325. The left center field power alleys 390. Straightaways 400. Right center is just 366. So expect the balls to go out of right field. And as we just say that, there's a home run to right field. And now it's 3-3. So
that was a pop-up. That was a pop-up.
I mean, that just looked, literally looked like that was a pop-up. You called it. So tied 3-3. That original number of 9 is long gone. Bye-bye. Odds makers make mistakes too. When I looked at these dimensions, I was talking about it earlier. I said over 9's got to be a play, despite the fact that, these teams aren't really high-scoring teams. Sometimes the dimensions help totals. And I don't know about the win, but I know that it looked like a pop-up. So, this is going to be fun. I'll take the cornfield game. I'll take the old ballpark game. We got a standalone single baseball game with all the history and all the things. They did a great job, Major League Baseball did, with the signage and trying to recreate the look and the signs at the time. It's all good. You know what else is all good? I put on my headband because talking about the NBA offseason and, J.J. Redick, my brother, my man, Caruso is going to the OKC Thunder. Giddy going to the Bulls. This is big news, Joe. I'm excited for Caruso. I'm excited for the Thunder. Add just to the pile. Let's go. Number 1 seed in the West after this year. Going into the place, get a little experience, get a guy who maybe can, knock down a couple threes, get assists. You like this trade?
I don't understand this trade. I like it for Oklahoma City, but they certainly don't need them. It's ironic that now they have them and nobody else can get them. I mean, Caruso was a guy that was without a doubt the one role guy that all teams that were playoff eligible were calling the Bulls and being like, what do you want? What do we get? I mean, and the Bulls, of course, asked for the world, but they still could have gotten. This guy's not making any money. He's just turned 30. He's he's a 41% 3-point shooter who's a lockdown defender. This is a guy that really could be utilized by a whole lot of teams that are that close to winning a championship, except the Bulls waited till now to do it, to get a dude who sat against the Dallas Mavericks because A, he can't hit a 3, and B, he's a bit of a liability. I don't know how this helps Chicago at all, having Giddey, since they still have Zach LaVine and DeRozan, who are like watching paint dry. Giddey's a guy that the more tempo there is, the better it would be for him. He's a great passer in transition, but DeMar DeRozan's a guy that has the ball in his hands with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. So I don't understand how this helps Chicago in any way, shape, or form, and they basically gave him away. They could have gotten anything they wanted for him.
So what I thought when I saw it was, well, one, happy for Caruso, and yes, he's just going to add to the depth of the bench for OKC. It'd be yet to be determined what kind of role he'll play. But for Chicago, I feel like there's another move. I don't want to say they're kind of dumping, clearing out space, doing whatever, but this felt like we got worse. Is this addition by subtraction? What's going on exactly? And you'll see all kind of moves like this leading up to the draft next week. I don't know. Again, the NBA offseason has taken over for what baseball offseason used to be. Like the baseball offseason, a hot stove, and pitchers going here and big moves being made. This is like the sequence of events that happens this week leading up to next Wednesday. And I think there'll be a move behind the move. That's just my first thought. And it won't be the last trade that we announce here on SportsGrid. I think there'll be other things going on leading up to next Wednesday.
Well, okay. I mean, if you're going to tell me Giddy and Kobe White are the future, I can get around that. But not with DeRozan and Zach LaVine in the building. And again, you could have, at the height of the market, you had an opportunity to take advantage of a dude who's, by the way, often hurt. Caruso as well. Great luxury. I mean, a great guy out the bed. We just saw the Celtics win a championship, rolling out guys that can shoot threes and play defense. He's a pretty big asset, but you got Josh Giddey in return, who is not that, to say the least. Not saying he won't be, but my goodness, Chicago, little head scratching there. Kudos to OKC for making sure nobody else got Caruso, who could very well come back and burn them. So good stuff there. In the NBA, we got much more on that front to get to as in-game live primetime will continue here on the Grid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live primetime here on the SportsGrid Network. The calm before the storm, as they say, as Major League Baseball, a lot of day baseball early today. And if you missed it, maybe I don't know, did the Yankees play today? You wouldn't know it. But they did get absolutely destroyed by Baltimore, who won yet another series against the American League East against their foes. And I think it's some sort of record for them. In fact, 22 or 23 straight series that they have ended up winning against the competition in their own division. My goodness. The good news for the Yankees is that they did get the big man back in, Judge, in that lineup here today. He did get a home run, so the hand looks to be okay. He drove in another run, I think, with a single. It looked like these poor guys were dying out there. Apparently, there's a heat wave in that northeast section there, Dave. It was 90 and humid, and it's kind of hard to go from 65 degrees to 95 degrees with humidity. They looked like they were going through it in the sun today in the Bronx, especially Louis Yeel, who was absolutely destroyed. Didn't make it out of the second inning. The Yankees had to bring in a dude they signed 2 hours before the game started because the bullpen was a little taxed. And boy, oh boy, 17-5 later, guess what? Yeah, they were in bad shape there, but Baltimore gets it done, wins the series, beats the big bad Yankees, and now they're, I think, 2 games behind the Yankees in the record column, 49-25, 51-26 for the Yankees. Listen, I don't care. The fact that you got nothing, everything's all right with Judge, and the fact that you got Cole back, and he looked the part yesterday again, so it's still only June. They have plenty of time to go, but that's good news if you're the Yankees. Not so much the 17-5, but the good news is you're getting healthier, which is always a good thing to see this time of year.
Yeah, the good news is that every once in a while you get a day baseball game that resembles a football score. 2 touchdowns and a field goal for Baltimore. Right? In the Bronx. And I think the line was 11, so the Yankees did not cover. Even the in-game numbers. So, good statement game for the Orioles. I like what I see with that team. The team. I mean, that's that. You talk about just winning series. They're doing that now, and continue to do so. Arguably, the 2 best teams in the American League, odds-wise. The odds to win a division are close. Things are getting hot back east. The balls are flying out. Look to play the overs, but. We got to talk about the college baseball, Joe. The series starts on Saturday in Omaha, and you got the 2 big favorites. It's an all-SEC matchup. Texas A&M, Tennessee. You've been watching the college baseball for years. This has been a pretty fun one to watch. A lot of run-up. I mean, I really like North Carolina. I don't know if I'm just a sucker for the uniforms, but I thought they had a shot. Florida State was a nice story. Florida's out. We got the 2 arguably best teams, and I thought, okay, let's go. And now we got to wait 2 days. You remember playing. I've coached kids softball-wise. What's going on for 2 days? Like, what do you got? What are they doing in Omaha while we all talk about this and look to make bets on it?
Well, you ain't partying because that town is brutal. I'll tell you what you are doing is you're resting is quite honestly what they're doing. I think it's kind of annoying, but it makes sense because especially if you're a guy coming out of the loser's side, right? The loser side of the bracket, you're burning arms left and right trying to get to the championship game. So I like the reprieve because it kind of levels the playing field a little bit because the more arms, the better, right? I mean, it's you got to be able to make sure that you got your guys. We know Texas A&M has been dealing with nothing but injuries over the last month as they head into the super regionals and then into Omaha here. It has been a mess for them. I mean, they got their best player swinging a bat his hamstrings taped up. He can barely run, but he saw it through yesterday, and it turns out didn't really matter because Florida was they were spent, and A&M gets it done. If the wind is blowing out with these 2 teams, Dave, it's, oh my goodness, is it going to be over?
It's hard to make the numbers, and then you see the number. I mean, Tennessee's a minus 180, minus 185 favorite. And it's one of those situations. I think it's justified.
Yep, 1 through 9 can hit a home run in that ballpark there. We'll have more on it next here on the Grid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it is going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live PrimeTime here on the SportsGrid Network. Happy Thursday as we're keeping an eye in Birmingham. Pretty special night in Major League Baseball as they honor Willie Mays at the oldest ballpark in the country there in Birmingham, Rickwood Stadium, 114 years old. The Giants taking on the Cardinals, and a lot of home runs. The ball's certainly traveling pretty well here. We got a pitching change right now, but we'll keep you posted on that game. We do have another one coming up in an hour from now in San Diego, where the Brewers will be visiting the Padres. And ironically enough, the Padres had to travel further to actually play this game than the Brewers did because they were just up the road taking on the Angels for a couple of games. So interesting game coming up here in Thursday night baseball, and a pretty interesting game coming up tomorrow, too. Game 6 in the NHL, the Stanley Cup Finals. Will it be Florida? Will it be Edmonton? Well, we know somebody who's going to be in attendance at that game. And Joe Madden joins us here on InGame Live PrimeTime. And Joe, talk to me here. I'm shocked you haven't left already. I would imagine that entire that whole part of the country there must be already in a car on their way. Have you heard? There's absolutely no reason for Florida to show up. They should just stay here because apparently they're coming back for a Game 7 regardless here, Joe. But looking forward to hearing how that building is tomorrow when you get there.
Yeah, it's absolutely buzzing in Alberta right now, Joe. And I know I should be hitting the road tonight, but I'm going to hit the road tomorrow morning around 11 a.m. Eastern. Get in at a good time for that game. It's going to be absolutely electric in Edmonton. I know people are going to be lined up for that watch party outside come 1 o'clock in the afternoon, making sure they get a spot out there because all of Edmonton looking to push it to Game 7 and Florida looking to close it out. I tell you, if I get to be in attendance when Florida hoists that cup, it's going to be something absolutely unreal tomorrow night. But, Joe, I have a feeling this is going all the way to Game 7, and you're going to have to go represent SportsGrid down in Florida.
Brutal.
He's already tried this, Joe Madden.
This is terrible.
He's went to Game 5, and Florida lost. So we got to keep him out of the building. You'll be in the building. Do you have a rooting interest? Now, betting-wise, all right, you're leaning Edmonton, But do you have a rooting interest, because everyone knows that you're like a Calgary Flame fan? And is there a little conflict internally here with you going to this game?
Absolutely. I'm wearing red and black to this game. I'm not supporting the Edmonton Oilers. You look here at a Calgary Flames fan. We're totally not there for Edmonton being able to win the cup. Even our Calgary Tower, they had it lit up blue and orange for Anxiety Day. And they made sure they posted on their Twitter it wasn't for game, I believe it was 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals for the Edmonton Oilers. Like, it's Calgary versus Edmonton. This rivalry is huge. And while Calgarians want to see this cup back to Canada, it's anyone but Edmonton to win it, to bring it back to Canada, that's for sure. But Edmonton fans will tell you the exact same thing. Edmonton would not be cheering for Calgary if it was the rolls on the, or the shoe on the other foot.
Really appreciate you representing and showing up at the Stanley Cup with your colors on. That is the way to do it, Joe. It's it. It's it. You gotta be loyal. They'll appreciate that for sure. You might be the only one in the building, but you gotta represent Calgary when you're in there. So if this is such a foregone conclusion, why is this a pick'em line?
Yeah, I'm surprised by this pick'em line. A lot of people expecting, Florida to be able to come in here and get the win. I think it's going to be a hard one. We've seen that momentum shift to the Edmonton Oilers, but Florida in that last game really did make a push in that third quarter. And I do think third period. I think we're going to see a lot out of both of these teams during this game. I'm looking for a higher scoring one. I do think Connor McDavid still is impactful here for the Edmonton Oilers, but the Florida Panthers need to find a way to shut him down. Give him 2 points. Allow him to get those 2 points. Don't allow him to get 4 in this. Connor McDavid, I tell you, at the beginning of this series, to reach 47 points and tie Wayne Gretzky's total points in a playoff series was at plus 1,400. He now has 41 points. That number has dropped all the way to plus 400. He has been an absolute difference maker for the Edmonton Oilers out here. And the Florida Panthers really need to find a way to get things done. I really do think Edmonton will take it on their home ice, force it to game 7. And then I think the Florida Panthers hoist the cup at home.
So we see Joe's best bets, 6 best bets. There's guys to get 2+ points, guys to get 2+ points. I see the over props on the goalies, on the number of saves. Are you expecting a high-scoring game, Joe, as far as the total? I mean, is this a lot of people have kind of correlated Edmonton to the over, Florida to the under. What say you tomorrow night from inside the building?
I think this is super tight. I think this is a 3-2 game. Within those very last minutes, that third goal is scored, and we are pushed to overtime. So I did take the overtime bet at plus 330. And because I'm leaning on the overtime, because I think it's going to be that tight of a battle in that third period, I have to take it over the 5.5. I can't see this one being a 2-1 win here, because we know the Edmonton Oilers, with their backs up against the wall, have found a way to go high on Bobrovsky, and I expect them to have that same success. But the Florida Panthers have been getting those shots on Skinner. We saw Matthew Tkachuk wake up in that last game, finally able to get that goal in this series. And I do think he continues to have that success and hit Skinner where he's weak. So I do expect the goals to come in this. I think we just go over the 5.5. 6 goals tied up because we go to overtime and then that 7th goal. But I think it's not going to be easy. It's going to be like, we've got a minute left and we've got one team up 3-2, and then that other team scores that third goal and pushes us over, pushes us to OT.
I know Dave and I have talked about it. It's a bet that we've made all series long, that first period under 1.5 goals. It seems like all of the craziness happens in the second period, and then whoever has the lead going into the third, it's kind of hold on for dear life here. So do we see any reason for that to change here, where it's probably going to be a 1-0 situation and then just bet the over in the second period? Because that really is where all the damage seems to be getting done here. Yeah,
it seems logical to take the under 1.5 in the first period. It scares the heck out of me, though, Joe, because Edmonton's such a run and gun team. They're able to get on that board nice and fast, and then they like to lock down. Well, I think the Florida Panthers are realizing they need to go up first in this first period. That is the key to success for the Florida Panthers. They can't allow the Edmonton Oilers to score first. So I think these teams will battle it out for that first goal. So I'm not wanting to take that under 1.5 in the first period. I would look at a goal, though, in the first 5 minutes. We might just get one goal in this, but I do think one of those teams comes out rolling in that first period and gets a goal nice and fast on one of these goaltenders. So I'm scared of the under 1.5, but it definitely should hit. These teams should play defensive hockey. I just don't see it happening when the Edmonton Oilers are on the ice. This team not looking to capitalize on weak spots out there and take advantage offensively.
Joe, as somebody who played hockey my whole life and attended so many hockey games, it's always been one of my dreams to be at a game where the Stanley Cup could be awarded. So I'm very excited for you to go enjoy that. Make sure you post a lot of pictures and let everybody know you're there in red. You're going to be it's not going to be hard to find you if you're going to be in red. There's going to be very few of you.
Yep.
I can't wait. Have fun. And, let us know. We might have to fly you to Florida on Monday.
Listen,
if Edmonton wins, Joe, Joe's going to have to pick up Joe at the airport.
All hell. You are Calgary in an Edmonton building. Make sure you just set the place ablaze there, Joe. Let them all know where you stand with it all. Do not put up with anything from there. I am going to be interested to see how many Florida Panther jerseys are there. We'll have to check back with you. Joe Madden, enjoy. Safe trip. InGame Live Primetime continues.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live, and we are prime time here on this Thursday. Joe Raineri alongside Dave Sharapan as we check in on the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, things seem to be going well there. Congratulations there, Lakers. You look really good. Congratulations on the J.J. Redick hire. I'm sure this will end fantastically, as we've just learned that from the podcast booth to head coach. And we still don't have any idea who the coaches are going to be, Dave. But if I'm him, I'm trying to hire, just go ahead and hire every coach that's been fired there since Phil Jackson left, I think in 2011. Just make sure you have all of them there so they can actually point you in the direction of the pitfalls to avoid. But listen, this is either going to work one of two ways, right? This is either going to be the greatest hire in the history of the NBA, or it's going to be laughable how bad this is, and it's not going to take long to get there with an aging LeBron James. And how does this help Anthony Davis, by the way? I get how it helps LeBron, but because LeBron leaves, let's say, after this year, and AD is left. Like, how does this hire help AD be any better? I don't know. I just think this is a disaster waiting to happen. But, hey, we've seen other guys. No, we've actually never seen anybody with zero coaching experience walk into the greatest franchise in NBA history and make it work. So if I'm in the West, though, I'm laughing right now. I'm feeling really good about playing the Lakers coming up.
Without a doubt. I think the West is going, okay, that's good. Now, he has to assemble a veteran staff, and that will help. But you're talking about a guy staying a year and leaving. I just saw the 30 for 30 on the Orlando Magic when it was Shaq and Penny Hardaway. And it got to the point where, Shaq left and Penny stayed, and that thing blew up like bad. The Magic haven't really been the same ever since. And they were on the cusp of being, they were the 1 seed back-to-back years, and they got swept in the finals, and they got swept the next year, and everything went bad quick. This could go bad quick. You're talking about being the greatest hire ever.
I agree.
Let's just outlast the last couple coaches. Darvin Ham, 2 years? Frank Vogel, 2 years? It's 2 and out. And I don't know if this is a move where it's a stopgap, make the guy happy, keep him. We'll see if we can get his kid here, and then we'll figure it out. Figuring it out, there's no more figuring it out after this. If this doesn't work, it's blow it up. It's what you did with that graphic. It becomes one of those situations where they're going, all right, where's the fire extinguisher? We got to put this out because it is a complete mess.
Well, who's that? You can always hire Brian Windhorst, I guess, right? I mean, why not at this point? I'm just saying, why not at this point? What do your qualifications have to be? I mean, you've never coached. You covered the league. Who knows better than Brian Windhorst? Maybe he can be on the coaching staff here. I do think it is, though. Yes, I think Rob Pelinka and company are. It's 3 head coaching searches now, and 2 of them ended in absolute. Didn't he also try to hire Ty Lue? Remember that when he tried to hire Ty Lue, and they went cheap, and Ty Lue's like, "Yeah, you're kidding me, right? Yeah, like I don't think so." There. And then they got rejected by the UConn coach, Mr. Hurley there. Yeah, because you went cheap. And now I'm wondering what Reddick was. You think Reddick was offered anything close to what they offered Hurley? Which was about 70 some odd million, 75 million, somewhere in that ballpark there?
What's the length of the contract? Is it really? It's a 5-year contract. That's a lot. That they weren't even going to really extend it out. I think the uncertainty of not knowing past this year, even going in right now, I don't know if he's coming back. Kate put the thought in my mind that the Knicks could make a play for LeBron and he finished his career in New York. It'd be unbelievable for the East. It would flip the odds. The Knicks to win the championship are below like 9 teams. And Knicks fans, I think, would welcome him. And I think the players would as well. I mean, add somebody like LeBron, who's maybe will take – I don't think he's going to take a reduced role, but he's not going to be able to play 80 games, but he's going to play in the playoffs. So something like that would really would flip the script from west to east. So I don't know. The NBA offseason has become one of those things that there's events, there's things, there's stories that may or may not move the numbers in the book, but it certainly gives us a lot to talk about.
Oh, I'll be fading the Lakers ASAP as soon as humanly possible here. This is going to be a absolute fun. It's a good car crash. Everyone likes to stop and gawk at a good car crash. Well, get ready. You've got a Lakers organization that was already turned down by a college coach, and instead you went and got a podcaster. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't with the. Oh my! You know what? Maybe LeBron goes from the court to the front office. Maybe he takes Rob Pelinka's place. Maybe that's how this is all going to play out. Maybe he decides. That could very well be interesting, to say the least.
Joe, what
Just
a play!
saying,
That would be unbelievable. If he's
and then
playing
he
chess,
can draft his kid. Yeah, then he can draft his kid, and everybody wins. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Genie Bus, this organization has gone off the rails under your watch. I blame you entirely here, and I don't want to hear, well, they won a title. They won a bubble title. That's what they won in 2020, and it's been a mess ever since there. So the NBA, good kudos to them. 12 months a year, stealing headlines from everybody else, and leave it to the Lakers to be an absolute train wreck. And to dominate the late slate of headlines here today. Unreal. We have an update from Birmingham, Cardinals, Giants. We also have another game coming up in about an hour from now. We'll talk about in-game live primetime here on the Grid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts, so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live primetime here on the SportsGrid Network as we wrap up this first hour. We're getting, we're about fourth inning now, I believe, getting ready to go to the fifth inning in the only game on the board right now with the Cardinals and the Giants. honoring both Willie Mays and the history of the Negro League as a game is being played in the oldest stadium in the country in Birmingham, Alabama right now, 114 years old. This place is great, Rick Wood. I hope they decide to come back and do this again, because this is the more and more I'm watching this and seeing this. This is really, really cool. They just had Reggie Jackson during the broadcast in the booth. I mean, the history of this place is just unbelievable. And it's actually a pretty entertaining game. It's 5-3 now, Dave. In fact, it is so historic and mesmerizing that they just picked off a Cardinal on second base by about 30 feet, because he must have been taking it all in too, Dave, because Donovan had no idea that the pitcher was picking him off at second base of all places. But you got to think about it. These guys this is a different generation. I mean, it's like walking back in time and playing on this field right now.
It really is. Crawford got caught staring at something. It might have been the center field scoreboard. The clock on that manual scoreboard, I got this today from my guys over at MLB Network. It's fixed to 8:24 for the game tonight to recognize that Willie Mays wore number 8 when he played for the Black Barons, the Birmingham Black Barons, and 24 for the Giants. So maybe Crawford was looking at that. It's the 5th inning. It's 5-3. I'm watching the broadcast now, and they flipped it to black and white. This is
priceless.
Great. I love when these games, go back, recognize the history, and there's so many stories. And Willie Mays made his professional debut with this team, the Birmingham Black Barons. His first game came on the back end of a doubleheader in 1948. Like, how long ago was I? It's unbelievable, and it's fun, and I really appreciate it. I've never been to the field in Iowa. I've never been to a lot of these fields, down in the South like this. There's history. They're still playing baseball, though, and you can't forget that, right? Like, sometimes as fans, we get to enjoy it more than them, right? They're flying in tonight. They got to get to St. Louis. They got games to take care of. Both of these teams are in a wild card race. So it still counts in the standings. And we get lost on that as fans, right? Like, you're like, we got to win this game, So it sets the tone for the weekend series, too, between the two. So this is fun. Do you like the St. Louis? You're talking about the San Francisco uniforms. Do you like the St. Louis uniforms?
I do. Yeah, no, I like the whole thing. And the fact that they flipped it to non-HD right now with the bars hanging out on the sides as they went black and white. It's totally old school right now, which is really this is actually very, very cool the way they did this at Rickwood Field. And listen, I'm just glad 114 years old. There's a lot of stadiums like this over the years that got torched and bulldozed and became shopping centers or houses and everything else. So the fact that they kept this and dumped $5 million into it in renovation to keep it going, hats off, and very impressive here with the history and the field, because the field looks in amazing shape. Even the balls, strikes, and outs graphic is something out of 1953. It's absolutely hilarious.
So cool.
It really is.
The original dimensions, Joe, the original dimensions of this field. You played on a lot of baseball fields, and Jack has too. A lot of you guys watching wherever you're at home somewhere. The original outfield dimensions were 470 down the left field line, 478 to center, 448 to right center, but it was only 335 to right field down the line.
Unreal.
So it had to be almost, completely almost rectangular shaped. Would have been fun to have been a lefty there and pull it down the line. But my goodness, who was able to hit a home run and down the left? 470 down the line. It's ridiculous. We'd have had it under. That's incredible.
It's an interesting dimension, to say the least, here. But kudos to Fox, who's covering this game. Great job here with the throwback broadcast right now in black and white. So we'll have much more on this game and a look ahead to the last game of the day with the Brewers and Padres when we get back here in Game Live Prime Time.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live primetime here. A true throwback. I mean, hats off to Fox covering this game at Rickwood Field here as they, we were just watching it and noticed it too, that it's the camera angles they're using as they swapped it back to black and white was from behind, behind like where the press box would be, because that's all they had when Willie Mays played. This is how people who watch Willie Mays in his day, this is what they got if he was on television. So pretty cool stuff happening, but still a 5-3 game. Cardinals on top here as we welcome in a man who took a break from smoking cigars, drinking, celebrating, parades, you name it. Matty Peralta in the house here. Thank you very much for taking a few minutes out of your celebration here with the Celtics. Never gets old hearing world champions, does it? I would imagine.
No, and tomorrow we'll get back to the drinking and the partying and the craziness. So we do that tomorrow with the parade happening. Joe Mazzulla may have stopped walking around the north end of Boston with the Larry O'Brien trophy for a couple of seconds to actually have a parade. So, yes, tomorrow is the real big party in Boston, and the heat's going to stop. It's been 100 all week in Boston. It's been 85 tomorrow, so people won't be dropping dead of heat stroke tomorrow, thankfully.
Yeah, basketball season's done. We'll talk about that more tomorrow with the parade and everything else. I know you're in Vegas, but you'll be up early watching it all, duck boats, all that other stuff. How come you're not going? Like, this is one of those things that, did you want to go to this, Matt? Do you want to
Not
go
really.
to
No, I mean, I got to work with you for 2 shows, so I can't bail on you on Friday. So then, then I got to work with Joe on Saturday. So I got both you guys Friday, Saturday. So I can't just up and go back home to watch a parade. But I've done championship parades for the Celtics. I've done it for the Red Sox. I've done it for the Bruins. I've never done it for the Patriots. I never saw the Patriots one, unfortunately. I never did that. But I've done these before. So I got to admit, they're fine on TV. They're a real pain in the neck to go to in person. Like in Boston, it's annoying. I mean, it's really hard to get around. It's hard to find any transportation. You know, people get a little bit pushy. We saw it here in Vegas. You know, everyone get all packed in close together down by Decima Plaza. So it's fun, but I'm 47. It's kind of, you know, I've seen 13 of these now. So, you know, 13 the last 20 years. So gets a little old.
Please.
What time are they lining up, man? I mean, like, what time are they going to be on the streets?
11 a.m.
I mean, are
Eastern.
people going to get there early? 11 a.m. it'll start, but people are just going to be packing it in at like what, 6 a.m. They're going to be out there getting a spot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be assuming 7 a.m., 6 a.m. I mean, rush hour probably will be really bad tomorrow as everyone goes in to get their spot and to sit out for a couple of hours along the parade route. But yeah, I mean, the drinking will be going heavily all day. It'll be a pretty interesting sight to see. And frankly, there's some crazy guys on this roster that I'm going to see, you know, what they do. It's different because like football's got a lot more guys, right? And baseball's got a lot more guys too. Basketball's only 15 guys and only really like 7 play. So it's not like a gigantic number of people to go and see. So it is a different type of parade for basketball than it is for hockey, baseball, or football because it's just smaller teams.
Who are we going to be talking about tomorrow winning Game 6 in the hockey? You and I will be on live while it's going on. We just had Joe Madden on. Joe is going to the game tomorrow in Edmonton, dressed in red. She's going dressed in red. She goes, I'm from Calgary. I live in Calgary. We're not rooting for Edmonton, even though it's Canada. It's the same country. She goes, I'm going in red. And I was like, wow.
But red could be Edmonton colors. I mean, it's not like, you know, it's like going to a Red Sox game and wearing blue. I know, but like you can pass it off. Like it's not like she won't stick out that dramatically unless she's wearing a Calgary shirt or something. So I feel a little bit better for her safety than that. But like tomorrow's a holiday in Canada. Like no one's going to work. No one's paying attention to anything tomorrow. Tomorrow is everything. The hockey game is everything tomorrow. So I think we're going 7. But I've been dead wrong about this series. I thought the thing was going to be over in 4. It wasn't. I thought it was going to be over in 5. It wasn't. So I don't know. I keep on questioning the Oilers and they keep on winning. So I guess if you're an Oiler fan, you want me to bet the Panthers because I keep on waiting for the Panthers to win. They're the better hockey team. Can somebody remind them of that, please? Start playing like the better hockey team because they haven't in the last 2 games.
Why is it priced this way if they're the best? Like, I just don't understand the pick 'em price here. If everyone thinks Edmonton is coming back to Florida for a Game 7, I don't know. It just feels this is either the books are spot on and are way smarter than we are, or this is going to be the most mispriced finals in the NHL that we've ever seen. I don't understand the pricing in this here, man. I really don't.
Well, Florida's a better team, right? So I think you have to be careful about giving Florida too big of a plus. And then look at the series price. I mean, they're heavy favorites in the series. They got to win 1 game out of 2. And the second game's at home. So, like, this should be a Panthers Cup victory. I mean, no team has ever blown, or I guess one team has blown a 3-0 lead in the NHL. And it was in 1942 in the Cup Finals. Like, it was not in the modern NBA, in the modern NHL. Like, we don't see this now. Like, no.
Yeah, we don't.
No, we don't see it there. He was all excited about that, man. Go ahead, and I believe it was another Edmonton team. Wasn't another Canada team? Was it Toronto?
Toronto
won. Toronto won. I forget who they beat.
Right. Toronto won it.
I forget who they beat, but it was Toronto who came back. That's when the Maple Leafs actually won stuff. Was in 1942. Yeah. So, but like, so now they go and have a chance to do that. But I don't understand if the Oilers win Game 6. I mean, you're down there. You go to the games, Joe. We have a Game 7. What's the atmosphere like for a Game 7, knowing they've lost 3 straight games?
Oh.
I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. You got to see a little something quickly, I think, from Florida in this game in the first period here. I don't think they want to play from behind anymore. But like you said, this wasn't a Denver versus Miami situation where you had the best team in the West last year, and it was really Miami, thanks for showing up, but, give us a break here. this is they were the favorite. They were the one who was supposed to win it. It's hard enough to win 3, much less 4 games in a row. It's, I would almost think, well, what's the line if it goes? Are we still a pick 'em price if it goes to a game 7?
Yes.
You think it right down the middle?
115, 105, like a slight favorite.
A little higher. It'll be 120 to 125.
Okay.
Florida will be 120 to 125. So I don't know. I know I'm excited to see it. I hope. P-Roll, do you think it over or under today? We'll talk about it more tomorrow. We'll have tonight to sleep on it. What type of game are we seeing tomorrow in that game 6? Is it Edmonton and over and Florida and under, or no?
I'm going to bet it the same way that I bet it in game number 5. First period under, second period over, and forget the third period, because who knows what's happening in that third period,
right?
Depending on where the game is. I mean, it was 3-0 Oilers, and then it just got to be kind of crazy, and it was a 5-3 final. Like, that could be the case, or it could be 3 goals, like 3-1 going into the third period, and it ends 3-2. So, like, I don't want any part of that third period. That third period scares me. First period under, second period over.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, we ain't fixing it there. It always seems like that's the game. And whoever has the lead going into the third, it's like it's 3 different styles of hockey being played in this series in every game. There's what's going the first. It's just absolutely crazy the way it is played out. Quick, Matt, before we get you out of here, win or lose, who's the Conn Smythe winner? Is it McDavid?
Well, the odds tell you that it's McDavid. He's minus 240. It's ridiculous. Barkov needs to have a McDavid type of game. If Barkov does the 4-point game like McDavid did the last 2, I think he's live. But right now, no, it's McDavid, win or lose. He's your Conn Smythe.
I just realized you're 3 hours behind. So you got to get to bed. You're going to make this parade thing in the morning. It's going to come real early for you, Peralt. Real early. Get some sleep. In-game live continues.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts. They feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live, PrimeTime here on the SportsGrid Network on this Thursday. First Thursday in a long time where We don't have 19 different championship games going on. We've got one Major League Baseball going on. We've got, of course, tomorrow night, the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, Game 6 in Edmonton. Panthers and Oilers, seeing if there will be a Game 7. There is nothing like a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals, that is for sure. But we've got history being made right now at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. 6-3, the Cardinals are pouring it on here in the bottom of the fifth. But the way the ball is carrying in this ballpark, I would think no lead is safe just yet. But we do have one more game coming up this hour out west, and a very strange, a very rare thing here tonight where the home team in the Padres will have a bigger travel factor in this game than the away team, given the fact that the Padres have had to come all the way from the East Coast, finally finish that road trip of theirs, had to fly back. Now they got to take on, a team that's been there, really. I mean, they've been on the West Coast, so the Brewers are acclimated to what's going on here. It started with the Angels. And now, now the Padres got to come home. They did win the last game against Philadelphia finally, but that was not a good road trip at all.
Nope.
And this is a pick'em game. Two mediocre pitchers at best on the mound. What are we doing in this one?
Well, one, we're just going to observe, I think, at the beginning. But if I got to pick a side pregame, it's probably going to be Milwaukee. They had a pretty good series. They shoot right down the freeway. I've done that drive myself. You go to an Angel game, drive down the 405 or the 5, and then you get right to San Diego and go to the game. It's a short trip. It's way easier. I mean, the Padres cross-country trip, long road trip. A lot of times that leads to a play on the dog. Doesn't always get there. Makes perfect sense. Most likely, though, looking at it, pitchers would lead you to believe it's probably an over. And me sitting in a book for years in this situation goes, yeah, they're betting over, and it finishes, 4-3, and it's an under game.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It just doesn't make all add up. I first thought was under. I don't like this side. Not a fan of all these factors coming in. I haven't seen the lineups yet. I don't know. A lot of times the home team gives somebody a rest on that first home game back on the Thursday, so they play the whole weekend, day game or night game, day game. So we'll see. I don't know. We already got 6-3 in Rickwood, so the original total of 9 we've got there. You got St. Louis in the first 5. That looks good. It's final. That's it. They're going to the top of the 6, so perfect.
Yeah.
So you got the St. Louis first 5.
Done.
I don't know if I don't think they're done scoring. Both teams. The in-game total is what right now? Let me see. I got in-game total for the baseball
11.5.
11.5. It keeps bouncing back and forth. 11.5. I go over for sure. 12.5.
12.5. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good number. First thought is I don't know. And when my first thought is I don't know, it's not an autoplay. But if you see 11.5, it keeps flipping back and forth. I think there's going to be a couple more runs for sure.
The way that ball is traveling, the Giants have the better bullpen as well. So if they can hold the Cardinals to this 6 here in the second half of this game, they will absolutely have a chance to be able to get 1 or 2 runs back here. They are getting 2.5 as well, the Giants, if you think they can hold the Cardinals. And don't forget, this is really the Giants. Are you going to lay this kind of egg on Willie Mays? You're honoring Willie Mays on a road in the oldest ballpark in the country here at Rickwood. You would think they're going to be a little bit motivated here to try to get back into this thing. So I'm expecting the bullpen of the Giants to hold the Cardinals here finally, and I think the bats will get going here for the Giants. So I wouldn't be opposed to grabbing the 2.5 either, because I do think the Giants have an opportunity to get right back into this game down 3. And to your point about the lack of that everyone's going to think over with these two pitchers, and I get it. Missouri was a AAA pitcher forever. that San Diego needs here. But Wilson hasn't been any better on the road. He's been an absolute mess. But Milwaukee's only scored 34 runs in its last 9 games. And in the Padres' case, they've scored 15 runs in the past 6 games. So how the hell we're going to get the 9 runs, and I don't care who's pitching, from 2 teams that aren't doing a great job of scoring runs here, and that's just not going to flip a switch on this one here, I don't think. So I would lean towards the under here. It was 9, and I'm seeing 8.5 now. So I don't think I'm alone in thinking that maybe the under is the way to go and fade the way the public might be looking and expecting runs, and more runs here. I don't mind it. Adam Mazur going for the Padres, Bryce Wilson for him. Listen, even when you're a mediocre pitcher, Dave, if the lineups are struggling and the guys aren't hitting, all of a sudden they get elevated a little bit more. 9 runs is a big ask in this ballpark, which doesn't usually cater to high-scoring games, right?
Exactly. Brewers have won 8 of their last 12. They're now at a season best 14 games over 500. Okay. The Padres just lost 5 of 6. Terrible road trip. Lineup not hitting at all. And you get one of those situations where, let me see here. I got the bullpens. So Mazur's lost his last 2 starts. He's allowed 10 runs in the combined 6 2/3 innings. They pitched against the Diamondbacks and the Mets. Not exactly murderer's row. And he gave up those runs. So might be a team total play on Milwaukee over or San Diego under. But overall, I like the game under. You could kind of look at it, a couple different options. So we'll get to this game in a little while, Joe.
Yep. Coming up here, we also have breaking news. Apparently, the Hamburglar pitching for the Mets tomorrow now. Grimace has been... No? Too soon?
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right. right, welcome back in-game live primetime here on the SportsGrid Network. Joe Raineri alongside Dave Sharapan here as we are getting ready. We're about 10, 15 minutes away from the first pitch in Petco there as the Padres will be hosting the Brewers. That'll be your final MLB game of the day. We still have an interesting one here happening at the legendary Rickwood Field in Birmingham in a big celebration here of Willie Mays tonight. It is a 6-3 game. The Cardinals on top, but the Giants did get a leadoff double, nobody out. And the way this ball is traveling, we are one swing away from this thing being a one-run game. We also had today, Dave, if I'm not mistaken, we also had a chance finally to maybe take a breather after what was an amazing U.S. Open in golf. The Travelers today in Connecticut, and what a difference between the U.S. Open and what we just watched these guys at Pinehurst have to go through versus what these guys just did today, shooting 62s, 63s. It must be nice, right? When you get absolutely destroyed by a golf course one week, and then the following week, for just as much money, you get to go and shoot 62, 63. 20 under is going to win this tournament. But the good news is Scottie Scheffler apparently figured out whatever was ailing him at the U.S. Open. He himself must be extremely thankful. Shooting 5 under here today. But Tom Kim, who I believe Brady Cannon on Game Time Decisions yesterday, this was a guy at a pretty big number that he handed out, thought he had a really good shot here. 8 under par here, Dave. I mean, 20, we're going to go from barely even par winning a tournament to we're going to have 20 under here in this tournament. And that's why you love the PGA Tour this time of year.
It's I called it a birdie fest when I talked to Cam yesterday, and Cam's coming on with us here at the about 15 minutes from now. You see it, and I know from being in the book and talking to other guys that are still in books, doing the numbers and all this other stuff, everything gets adjusted. It has to get over adjusted because they light this up. Like there's only, I believe it's 19 guys in the entire field shot over par. That's exactly. Everyone else is even or under par. If you didn't shoot 3 under, you're not out of it completely, but you're way behind. And the leaderboard is pretty interesting. I mean, you know, Kim is -8, but then there's a list of names. There's a bunch of guys at 6 under between Zalatoris, Ricky Fowler, Kitayama, Davis. There's a lot of names. And Finau.
But the odds are mind-numbing. We just said it, right? So Scottie Scheffler's 5 under. He's 3 shots off the lead. He's 5-2 to win this. He's the favorite, and he's not even the leader in the tournament. Tom Kim just shot 62, and he's 6-1, Dave. 6-1 right now. You can get him in order. It's just unbelievable the kind of year he is having. Even when he has a down tournament in a major, the U.S. Open, he's still going to be the favorite if he's within 5 shots here over the next couple of days.
Correct. That's the thing.
It's crazy.
So you have to price him as such because he can go low all 4 days. And the odds makers know, like, okay, that's 1 round. We got the first round leader, Kim. That's great. You shot 8 under. What are you going to shoot tomorrow? So if he shoots 4 under, even 3 under, that's good. He's 2 days in. He's 11 under for the tournament. Scottie's capable of shooting 3 5-unders or 4 5-unders. He's at -20.
Yeah.
So, and he could do this. I'm not saying he rolls out of bed and does this. I mean, the guy puts in the work. He's the best player on the planet right now. So you have to price it where you're like, I can't give these guys. I can't give these guys a free shot on Scheffler at plus 5-1. Something like that. We'll keep it at plus 250. Come and get it if you like it.
And that's the crazy part. He's He's unbettable pre-tournament. Even if he's 3-4 shots off the lead after Thursday, you're still not going to be able to bet him. So they're basically begging you to get guys down the board here, like Tony Finau, 16-1, Morikawa, 12. The only option you have is to bet against him winning. That's where the money is right now on the PGA Tour. We'll talk to Cam Stewart coming up here as In-Game Live Primetime continues on the grid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11-12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back In-Game Live, primetime here on the SportsGrid Network. We do have an update here with this Giants and Cardinals game in Birmingham at the legendary Rickwood Field, 114 years old, in celebration of Willie Mays tonight. Pretty cool stuff happening there. But it looks like we got a 6-4 game here now, Dave, they had to go to the bullpen. The Cardinals did, and not working out in their favor as the Giants have just about everyone who's come to the plate here on base. There's only one out, but they do have first and second. They're down 2 at plus money. It feels like, hey, jump in on the Giants. The say, hey, kid, overlooking everybody here. What are you thinking?
Oh, for sure. It looks like right now, that's what we were watching. Behind in the count with every batter.
Yep.
The Giants are getting in hitters counts. They're getting guys on base. And it feels like we're one base hit away, one long fly away from taking the lead, but one base hit away from making this a tie game. I didn't think that they were done scoring runs, so we got over that 11.5, kind of waiting and lurking in the distance here with a lot of time left. So there's another base hit. That's going to load the bases.
Bases loaded now, one out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, mind you, we did give you 2.5 last segment. We told you jump on them plus 2.5 and even money. Now we're telling you plus 135, plus 140, I think, the Giants to come back and win it. At this point, why not?
Jeez,
I would imagine.
Total went to 14.5, Joe. And now this other book that I'm looking at went to 15.5. So you kind of assume
Sixth inning, seventh, eighth.
The algorithm kind of assumes that there will be at least one run scored in this situation.
Correct.
Fifth and sixth inning. I've repeated this now for years. Learned this in the risk room and doing the in-game stuff. The innings that the baseball has the most runs scored is the fifth and the sixth. This is a third time through the order. It's nothing, that the analytics don't tell you, that, the front offices haven't told their managers and pitching coaches. That's why you see starters going less and less through the sixth, because the third time through, hitters make these adjustments. Balls don't spin as much. You get maybe some more straight fastballs with movement, and that's when the runs are scored. So we'll wait and see here. Bases loaded, 1 out. You think the Giants score right now? I know you got them plus 2.5, but you think they score?
Well, yeah, and I took them on the money line now too as well. I do think. I mean, listen, we're in the top of the sixth because the Cards are the home team here. So, I am not in love with the Cardinals bullpen at all. Hence, what we're seeing here. I do like the Giants bullpen. The Giants bullpen actually has been pretty darn good so far this year. So I do think they'll be able to hold the Cardinals here if they can get within a run or maybe tie this game. I like our chances in the second half for the Giants to get a big hit or at least come back and win this game here. Doval, I'm sure, in a close game will be used here tonight for him, their closer. So I think we're in a good spot here if you're backing the Giants. But then again, I am gluttonous because I had the Cardinals in the first 5, so now I just want it all. I did mention, Dave, earlier that there are a couple of series coming up beginning tomorrow in Major League Baseball that I found fascinating. And I believe we have an early game tomorrow, matinee with 2 o'clock, I believe, with the Mets and the Cubs. Now, don't look now, but the Cubs have actually won a couple of games. Finally think that maybe they're piecing some things together there. And who better on the mound than Imanaga, right? He's going for them tomorrow. It almost feels like we should bet the over now or not. Usually always at 2 o'clock at Wrigley Field in the summer, it's an over. If the wind is blowing, just go get it. But can we trust enough runs being scored with the red-hot Mets with Imanaga on the mound? That's the only thing that's holding me off here right now.
The Mets have been so good for the past 10 days. They scored the most runs in Major League Baseball. And, had the winning streak stopped yesterday, but that was a nice little run. With 7 in a row. So they go to Chicago. Chicago's just, I think they lost 18 in the last 22 games prior to yesterday. So they've been a team on a downswing. Imanaga's been prone to giving up a few runs, whereas in the beginning of the season, he was going deep into games, 5th, 6th, 7th inning, giving up 1 earned, no earned, a lot of things like that. There you go, Joe. You get a sac fly,
6-5.
Easy run scored, 6-5. Runners at first and second, next batter up. So we're back, lurking again to tie this game. That one had me going, okay, what do we do with that? But I also was looking at, Baltimore scored 17 runs today. 17 runs.
Yep.
They go to Houston and get a Houston Astro team who has been beyond underperforming. This is a team that's just been bad, outright bad. Road favorites is the first number, around minus 140. Makes perfect sense to me. But is that one where, is it time now to jump on board, acknowledge that the Orioles are, I don't want to say they're better than the Yankees, but time to ride them and just bet them even as a short favorite on the road. I love betting significantly better teams on the road because if this game was in Baltimore, it's probably minus 200. Same exact pitching matchup.
Right.
I like Baltimore.
Well, it's kind of hard not to. You got Grayson Rodriguez on there. I think in the Astros with having to shelve Verlander for at least a little while, are bringing. It's going to be one of those bullpen games. They're going to bring somebody that nobody's ever heard of up there. So not an ideal spot for the Astros, who I believe lost to the White Sox again today. Did they not? I think they, which is not great.
Houston won 5-3 today. Houston won.
Oh, they came back to win at 5-3. Okay, good. So that was sweating there. Also, it appears that Yordan Alvarez missed yesterday's game, played today, and they needed him because his first at bat, he crushed a home run here. But he's a little bit banged up right now for them. And that lineup, for whatever reason, just those White Sox pitchers dominated them. And they were fortunate enough to get the win today because they were losing 3-1 late. But they got shut out in the first game. So I don't trust the bats. Lineup, you know, mano a mano. Grayson Rodriguez has been phenomenal for Baltimore. What is the price, though? That's my only question is, what are we getting? And are their arms tired from swinging the bat 97 times today against the Yankees? I mean, their arms might be exhausted here going into Houston tomorrow. But I do think they would be the only side I would look at in this one, right? I don't know what to do with Atlanta and the Yankees, by the way. I have no idea what
the other
we do
one.
with that.
Great
No
minds think
idea.
alike. I was just looking at
No
that
idea.
going, wow, the Braves are
No
short
clue.
favorites. Sale has been
in Atlanta, in the Bronx, right? Atlanta's
in Yankee Stadium. Atlanta favored. We remember, those of us old enough to remember, the Atlanta and the Yankee series, and so all those
96.
memories. That was a big deal.
Yep.
Sale being favored on the road, a big deal. I'm surprised. Again, overreaction to the Yankees getting basically run ruled today. When we wake up tomorrow,
against the Yankees,
I think we'll see that line get closer to pick 'em. That minus 115, and I see around it'll be minus 110 both sides, if not the Yankees minus 112.
Two lefties, too. Rodon and Sale going there. Interesting. All right, we'll have more on that. Cam Stewart will step up here in game live, prime time on the grid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
right, welcome back in-game live prime time here on the SportsGrid network as we're getting ready. First pitch coming up in San Diego as the Brewers looking to keep their winning ways, taking on the Padres, who are hoping a little home cooking might turn their fortunes around. So that game is coming up. Cam Stewart also coming up at the top of the hour with Gabe Morency, the Sports Rage here. They'll help you cover all of that. You know, Cam, we were just talking here that it was nice to see Scotty Scheffler today, 5 under par, but he's 3 shots off the lead, and he is still an unbettable price, and he's not even the leader. Tom Kim shoots 62. I can still get him at 6-1. The man has become unbettable in any way, shape, or form outside of pre-tournament. Now they're begging us to bet guys like Tony Finau or Morikawa 12-1, 16-1. It's absolutely crazy, Cam. It really is.
No, I already put my stuff into the start and I wait. I've learned my lesson. I don't like to lose like 3 times the amount of money that I got matchup bets going. It's just, again, Dave, I told you, my name is Cameron Silver Medal / second place Stewart. I'm watching golf, and Ash K. Batea at 55-1 is leading the whole damn day. He's 6 under. I'm like, sure, you know what? Zalatoris and Kurt Kitayama, join me at 6. And then Tom Kim just went bing, 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 bing. He went bananas on the back. And I'm like, don't I have Tom Kim for first round leader? No, that's right. Brady Cannon has him in the tournament. And I almost want to text him. I go, Brady, you should have played him in the first round leader because he was like 40-1. But you said it, Joe.
Wow.
I don't know what to do with this guy. You just sit back and watch him kill everybody. Like his top 5 bet is only like sometimes like 15, 20 cents, like a baseball game. You take
Crazy.
it. And after playing this bad, do you really think this guy's going to do it again? You think he's going to have like 2 bad weeks in a row? And of course, it's like 6,900 yards, right? Like he didn't even really play that great today. That's the whole thing about this guy. I'm watching him going, he shot 5 under? No way. Like, you know what I mean? I agree. He's not even bringing his A game. He's going to pull up Furyk like a 50, 59, 58. I'm like, what is going on? It's so tough. Like, golf is hard. You got to do matchup bets. Like, me and Brady have talked about it a lot now, Joe. You know what I mean? Like, you attach, like, basically, I hate Matt Fitzpatrick now. Like, I told you, like, the Billy Madison list, like, guys that have screwed me, and he's 4 over today. So it's perfect. I go, you know what? I was just waiting for him to be the leader of the tournament so I can, like, break my TV, but he actually did what he was supposed to do. Shoots bad, because when I had him at the U.S. Open, guy makes the cut and then shoots 9 over on Saturday. Great work. Appreciate it. And then you go 1 under on Sunday just to piss me off even more. So that's the whole thing. So I don't know what we do with this guy. I'm praying he gets like 5 or 6 back. Some guy goes on a heater and I can get even a little bit more and get in there, like attach my train. But the problem is, and you can go low at this course. That's the beautiful thing. So maybe somebody else, like maybe Tom Kim goes bananas again. All of our guys, great start though. Like I got guys at 81, 4 under for Poston. All of our guys are like in the top 15. It was like a great start to the tournament. And then I'm looking and going, oh, there's Scheffler again. Oh, here we go. And the level of excitement. No, it literally goes like you're going, you're going to a steak dinner, and then you think, oh no, I forgot. It's the Golden Corral tonight. Honey,
It's
I lied.
like when you're playing cards, right? When you're playing blackjack and you're actually able to touch the cards and you do that like peek. You're like, do I have 2 face cards, please? Okay. Like you don't want to look at the scores. You're like, all right, where's Scheffler? How far down is he? How far down? Oh no, he shot 5 under. It's annoying as hell. Let's change the subject. CFL. I know you're watching it, and I know not a lot of people are. We've been focused on this baseball game. It's been fabulous. But the Red Blacks are playing the Alouettes tonight, and I know tomorrow the BC Lions and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are playing. Between everyone that asked me, Dave, what do you know about the CFL? I said, I did the show with Morency and Cam for almost 2 years. They taught me so much about it. I know you're looking at stuff for the weekend. Give the people a little something, whether it's tonight on that game, it's 30-9 in the third quarter. That one may be over. I don't know. But BC and Winnipeg's a big matchup, and anything else you may look at for the weekend.
Yeah, good, Dave. By the way, Montreal now with this game tonight, and Ottawa was a very public dog tonight. They've been covering numbers, and they were projected to, not do very well, but they're a good covering machine. Montreal usually historically has problems with Ottawa, but I don't know what's going on with this Alouette team. This is their 11th win in a row, dating back to their upset of Winnipeg, winning the Grey Cup. So these guys are just crushing everybody, and they're doing it in style. They beat the Blue Bombers out of the gate. They're not just winning, like they're murdering teams. They're covering numbers, and let's give them a lot of credit. Like they're Montreal Alouettes. People don't even talk about them. You know, they're one of those teams, but they just keep on winning and winning and winning and covering. I'm going to tell you this: BC. It might be in a good spot getting 2 against Winnipeg. Winnipeg usually is the best team in the CFL. They're 0-2. Very dangerous, though, but they have a lot of injuries. So BC, that's Gabe's team. You might want to look at them as a dog. Also, the Edmonton Elks could be one of the best plays of the week, getting 6.5 in Toronto. Cameron Dukes has been good for Toronto, the second-string quarterback, because Jim Kelly's son, remember, he got 9 games for inappropriate behavior. So the Argos backup basically has to play the first 9 games of the season. Watch out. So I like Edmonton, better road team than home team. And in the other game, Hamilton and Saskatchewan, I kind of lean dog Hamilton, but that game is very dicey. When you deal with the Ticats, you're playing with your life. Hockey tomorrow, let's do this thing. This is it, Dave. I have Florida in 6. I'm dying on my sword. Give me the Florida Panthers in the first period, plus 105 to come out and shock the world and have a lead in this game. Panthers money line, I don't know, 100 claws, no juice. I'm there. Game under 5.5. If the Panthers are going to win, they can't let Edmonton score. And my boy Verhege to get a point in this game. I got to lay juice, but this guy should have points every game. He's kind of snake bitten. The goalie Skinner's made some saves off him. I will lay 40 cents for Verhege to have a point. I think he has a 2-point game. There it is, Dave. Joe, rolling with the Cats. They lose. Out come the Shears, going to Ace Home Hardware, getting the biggest ones I got. Trim. I'll trim my neighbor's bushes.
If they do win tomorrow, Cam, if they do win, who wins the Conn Smythe if Panthers win tomorrow?
Barkov, in my opinion. I don't think, unless Bobrovsky, me and Gabe talked about it, he needs 52 saves and a shutout to get back in that conversation. So we'll probably give it to Barkov because there's really nobody else. I personally like Verhege, but he's not going to get it. So Barkov
he's not going to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if he scores. I think if he scores and he's involved in that game, it's an easy thing. All right, Cam Stewart, we appreciate it. Panthers all the way. We'll close it out. InGame Live, PrimeTime next.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
11-12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it is going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live prime time here on the SportsGrid Network. We are now in the top of the seventh, still 6-5. Cardinals on top of the Giants. Giants trying to come back here. They've never led in this game. The Cardinals have pretty much been out in front the entire time here, but we do have a couple of more innings to go. The bullpens are in, so this should be fun. We also are getting ready for the first pitch with the Brewers taking on the Padres. In fact, the Brewers already with a run in the top of the first. So they are up 1-0 at Petco. Bottom of the first inning right now. Tatis is up. Boy, that was quick, Dave. Huh? Look at that. Brewers right off the bat saying, hey, we're here. We're ready. I don't know what to make of this Padres team. I really don't. They're just... This whole stretch, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, Dave, because the road trip was a little brutal, but there is nothing. I don't trust Dylan Cease. He's going tomorrow. I don't trust the lineup. I don't know what it is. It just none of it makes any sense, but they got a couple of very high-priced players at the top of that lineup that are not getting it done, Dave.
So it's a 7-game homestand. They play 4 against the Brewers and 3 against the Nationals. You got to kind of fix that road trip that you just lost a 5 or 6. So
yep.
I don't know what it is either, Joe. I just know it isn't what it was. I felt like San Diego was so close and they had that mystique. And then it was like awkward, uncomfortable, whatever, when Soto got traded there. And it was like everything felt forced. It didn't feel like there was a real team chemistry. And the pitching was giving them fits. And now... let me see here. Musgrove's on the IL, pardon me.
Yeah.
And Darvish is on the IL. So to make the playoffs is plus 146. Yes, the no is now becoming a bigger favorite. And the Dodgers are dealing with their own injuries, but they're not going away. Buehler just went on the IL. Mookie Betts got hit in the hand. The division is there. It's just between the Giants, who are playing right now, hanging around. The Diamondbacks aren't going anywhere. The NL West is everybody in the middle and the Colorado Rockies. Again, I love these graphics. The boys put these together, do a great job. Put the K after a team. You throw away the Rockies, throw out the best price, throw out the worst price, and you have a lot of mediocrity there in the middle. I don't think the Padres are making the playoffs. I don't think so. I think there's too many things going on in the NL Central with the Brewers playing above expectations. The Cardinals are there. The Reds are coming on. I still don't want to bury my Pirates. I think I'm holding on to a pipe dream with that. But the Braves are going to make it. I think the Braves are going to make the playoffs. They're not going to win a division. The Phillies are going to win a division. So National League pennant, it's going to be interesting. And you look at those numbers. I mean, that number on the Padres ahead of all those other teams, I don't know if I'm buying that. I'm not.
Yeah.
If we're in the book, we're taking bets on that.
You can't. The problem with this team right now, I think it starts with Manny Machado hitting 245 with 6 home runs and 33 RBIs at this point. We just saw Judge hit his 27th home run of the year. I mean, he's not even the leading home run guy on his team. He's batting 5th and 6th now in the lineup. That's how desperate they are to try to figure something out. You know, having Ariz up at the top should be great, followed by Tatis. Profar's having an unbelievable year. And then you can't trust Machado right now. I mean, you know, Cronenworth is not going to carry you. I love the rookie Merrill. I think the kid has been great, but you can't count on that. Their shortstop extraordinaire, Kim, is hitting 217. Everybody is underperforming on this team. They still have tons of talent and can't get it done. So they're unbettable as far as I'm concerned. And who's going to make a move? That's the big question too, Dave. We're a month away. Boy, that trade deadline comes, and are they going to keep being sellers? Are they going to try to bolster the road? Like, something has got to give here, because I think the Giants are going to be buyers. I really do. I think the Giants are going to hang around long enough to be interesting.
There's 9 teams within 2 games of one another in the wild card race in the National League. Cards and Nats actually hold the spots behind Atlanta. Say that again. That's not admissible. Good job, boys.
That's disgusting, is what it is. Outstanding. Gabe Morency, Cam Stewart coming up. In-game live prime time. We'll see you again tomorrow here on the Grid.